Hello all, this is Halloween, and if you love Halloween and costumes as much as I do, you may want to subscribe because it's Halloween. And I'm going to be showing you how to make some awesome costumes without breaking the bank, maybe even using some items you already have at home. This costume actually did break the bank. I've told you the story before of how Halloween kind of evolved, and here we are today with the channel. Well, I used to do small costumes every day in October, and then I'd have my big costume. And this was one of my big costumes. I spent about $233 on it, and then spent another nearly $100 on the contact lenses. But I'll be showing you some examples of some people that made a homemade costume, and I'm 100% confident that you could make a homemade costume and still make it look awesome. For today's costume, we'll be doing Marvel's Nebula from Guardians of the Galaxy. Let's get started. So as you can see, this is a pretty heavy-duty costume. Comes with, the belt. I bought a little gun to put in, fake gun to put in there. I don't know what she carried. I'm actually not a huge Marvel or comics fan, but I like the costumes. So this is the pants that it came with. You can see they're just really good. I mean, it was worth the money. I mean, if you're going to pay $200 and something, this would be what you would expect to get as something this good of quality. It even came with the boots. So I wasn't mad. It's several pieces, the boots, it's got the robotic arm and everything. So that's the costume. It was actually, I think it was 2019 when I wore this costume. And the unfortunate thing was I had just started doing ghost tours and I couldn't go out and compete in it. Since I was the new girl on the ghost tours, nobody wanted to work. And I had a week and a half to learn the script, and my first two groups were like 23 and 25 people on Halloween weekend, that weekend, and I wore my costume. I said, I'll do it, but I'm going to wear my costume. They were like, okay, whatever. So I wore my costume, and I didn't make it out to any of the contests in time that year. So this is my Nebula costume, $233 on Sims Cosplay, I believe, was the website. I'll put it down in the description below. Let's get started with our makeup. So, we're going to get started with our makeup here. My eyes are bothering me a little bit because I haven't worn the Sclera lenses in a while. Ever since we did the White Rabbit, actually. I've been dreading this costume. I wasn't actually going to do it this year, but it's taking me a little longer to work on some of my other stuff, so I'm going to do it. It's the Nebula costume. Now, for this makeup, I've got the Ben Nye Aqua and Tahitian Blue. And I just bought this. This is a new color for me. Brilliant Violin is what it's called. It's a metallic purple from Mayron. And it is the Paradise Aqua activated makeup. So, or water activated. It looks like a really cool color. So I'm going to give that one a shot this time. I have done Nebula before, 2019. And I've got a regular black pencil, and I've got black liquid liner. And these are a little bright for me, for the eyes and everything. Ooh. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend wearing Sclera lenses if you've got real sensitive eyes, or if you have eye problems of any kind, anything like that. Just don't do the Sclera lenses. I mean, it's gonna look just as good without it. I just do it because I'm extra. I do stuff extra all the time, and sometimes I'm my own worst enemy, like the whole bald cap and everything. I did that off camera today because I'm over it, and here I am doing 2 costumes in a row with bald cap. I'm like trying to make myself miserable here. And then I come to my table here, and a couple of my lights were dead, so I had to go run and charge them real quick. I got a good headshot of her. So we're going to start by making our lines. I'm going to try with the just the regular pencil first, and we'll use the liquid liner if we need to. I've got a couple crunchies up here on the top. That's another reason why I hate bald caps. Maybe I should even put my hair up higher just to fill that out. I put my hair up high this time though, but I mean, this is gonna cover it. So what I did was I bought the mask. There's a rubber mask out there, and I cut the pieces out that I needed because I hate wearing a mask. And then I just glue it down with the spirit gum adhesive. So I've worn this already twice, 2 or 3 times actually. So I'll have to do some work to get it, you know, glued down to my head. But I bought that piece and the silver piece, which I'm actually touching up a bit with some silver spray paint. But yes, I just bought the mask and cut these out. And I glue it down with spirit gum. It works great. I may need to go ahead and glue this down. All right, this is the picture I'm going off of. Let's do this. I'm gonna try with the pencil first. And if the pencil doesn't look good, I'm gonna go with the liquid liner for this. And I have this wrinkle up here, which I hate, but there we go. Let's see. I might need to sharpen a little bit. There we go. That looks pretty good. Not bad. And we go down to about the middle. All right, I've got some of these to clean up the lines a little bit. Tried to smooth out that wrinkle when I can't. It's a little smoother. I can't remember what I did last time, if I used a pencil or if I used a liquid liner. But I'm going to try the liquid liner. I think it's going to give me more precision. My lines are kind of big. I know my lines look a little fat. I mean, they're very fat this time. But once I paint and everything, it'll look fine. It's been a couple years since I've done this one. Definitely. All right. It's gonna be all right. I think I'm gonna put my eyepiece on. I can't remember the order in which I did things either, so I think I'm gonna put my eyepiece on and we're gonna start painting around because I've got the rest of the lines to finish up. Eyepiece actually goes on this side. So you see how well that works, and you can wear it for several wears. I think I've worn this costume now. This will be probably the 4th time I've worn it. I'm gonna probably have to lift this to get up under to do my eye makeup. See, I can't remember how I did it last time exactly. What it looked like is that it had blue paint on it, so I probably painted my face first. That makes sense. But I can always re-stick it down. I just wanted to get the lines right. Think that looks right. And then here, we just go with this from this line down. All right, these are the lines. Let's see. It's not that bad a makeup. It's just monotonous. To get the pieces down glued to your head, you got to use a lot of spirit gum to make sure they stay. But you know, it looks really good when it's finished. But it's just, you know, one of those that takes a little more love and care, a little more time, and you'll get it. I do have kind of like a turtleneck. It's not really a turtleneck, but it comes up to my neck, so that would be not really showing. This is a little darker than the color I used last time. Once you're to this part, you're like, thank God the rest of that's over. Whew. It's not my favorite to put on, but it looks wicked when it's done. So this is obviously would be great for cosplay, and there's so many characters in Guardians of the Galaxy. You can definitely do this as a group project too. I feel like I needed the piece on my face just to see where that line was gonna go. But I'm probably gonna have to unstick it and re-stick it back down to paint under there. This was a throw-in. I was not going to do this costume this year. Like I said, I was working on some other projects that just took a little longer. I was supposed to do something else today and I just get it done in time. So I was like, okay, Nebula it is. So I'm hoping we have some Nebula fans out there. Of course, it's Marvel, right? I was wearing this one time and I was headed somewhere and I stopped to get gas. And some kid asked me, "Did you kill your father?" or something like that. And I'm going, what? He was talking about Nebula, I guess. Something about her dad. And I'm going, oh. I didn't know what he was talking about. Because I hadn't seen it or whatever. So kids are so funny. When you're out and in costume, they're the best to run into. He was an older kid too. He was like probably a teenager, but he was different. He was different. You could tell something wasn't quite all right. But he was pretty cool. His dad was like pulling him away, like, don't bother her. I was like, no, it's cool. No problem. Yeah, I never can get my bald caps to be awesome. Perfect, you know? Oh well. They're just not made for my very large round dome, unfortunately. I have it kind of folded here in the back. If I was going out, you know, I would definitely spend some time on it and just get it flat as possible and all these things, but I'm not. I got my little swab in the areas that I can't really get to. I'm just gonna, and around the eye, it's blue, so never mind. Looks like half the eye is purple and half is blue. The half that's supposed to be purple is purple. All right. I'm just going around the smaller areas here with the Q-tip. I want to press it in. There. That's good. I'm not going to worry too much about the... As you can see, it's tricky. It's tricky. Especially, you know, it's been a couple years since I've done this. It's been trying my patience today. Like I said, once you have the bald cap on and everything, it's not that bad, but I mean, we are finishing up here. So I just have to go back over my lines. That's all. So I'm gonna make sure I do this where I can still see them. And yeah. See, if I were going out, if this was like, you know, if I was doing this, you know, to compete or anything, I'd definitely, you know, use latex and kind of latex my bald cap down. I'd get my bald cap a lot smoother and stuff like that. But I'm not doing anything today, so this is just for you, showing you how the makeup goes. Oh, yeah, I did want to mention, if you want to make your own like homemade Nebula costume, because it's going to be the best route to go for, you know, most people, I guess, right now, because it's just, these Nebula costumes are super expensive, and I could not find, the cheapest one I could find was $80. I think it was $80 or $82, something like that, with $40 shipping. And that doesn't even include the shoes. So you can just get yourself, she wears all burgundy. Just get yourself a pair of burgundy pants, burgundy top. I bet you could get yourself a pair of long silver gloves that, you know, really long, and just draw on, like make it look like a robot arm. I think there's all kinds of stuff you can do to make it look good. So I'll show some examples up top too of some homemade costumes I found that are clearly homemade that looked good and probably cost not even a fraction of the price. So don't let the price of a costume intimidate you. Think of how you can make it yourself, because there's so many costumes out there like that, especially with the Marvel characters. They wear like jumpsuits, you know. It's you know, the comic book characters should be the easiest ones to kind of make yourself or put together yourself. This Tahitian blue is just a great color. I've used it for a lot of different things. Smurfette, this is the color I use for her. It's just a good color. All right, and once I'm done with all of this, I'm gonna just touch up my lines. It's looking pretty good. I had to do a lot off camera because, like I said, it's been a while since I've done this. I can't really remember. I had beginner's luck with it the first time. It just looked awesome. And it looks awesome this time. It's just been, I've had some technical difficulties. So, let's see. Definitely need an eyebrow, huh? Yeah, I need to touch up some of these lines also. So I did some on this side. Take that back. I'm gonna do this one. I'm just gonna have to get my liquid liner, I think, to finish that up. Well, that's not working so great either. Let's get the other. All dressed, ready to take photos. Let's go have some fun. Pretty good, even though I was getting stressed there for a minute. This one stresses me out a little bit because the contact lenses and the bald cap, and it's so much to wear. If you can imagine running a ghost tour with 23 people in Ybor City on Halloween weekend in 90-degree weather, I did that. That's going to be one of my great accomplishments of my lifetime. So, but off camera, I just drew in my eyebrow, darkened my eyebrow, did a little black liner on my waterline. You didn't miss a whole lot. I retouched my lines. That's basically it. I mean, it's a pretty easy makeup. It's all the other stuff that's a little annoying. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. There's going to be a few more, so please make sure you're tuning in. Like, subscribe, and share the video. I'll see you next time. Happy Halloween!